normally try to be on here with a collared shirt, but that thing, I'm thugging it today. I had the sun over here.
Oh, for real? Y'all had fun? What y'all do?
I just put them on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, man. So
The
I'm putting them
original?
on. Huh?
The original?
Yeah, I put them. What's up, Ebony? I put them
Hey,
on
Hey,
what's
Ebony.
Fresh
going
Prince.
on, guys? What you guys on here lying about?
I talk about we getting goddamn $3 a mile and $10,000 a week for our carrier.
Come on now. Speak the truth. That's
That's
what
what
we
I'm
about
got.
on here.
That's what I'm lying about. I'm glad my sister in good spirits over there. That's what's up. Heck, now I was telling him I put my son on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Goddamn, I've been putting him on all the old shows like Smart Guy and Fresh Prince and some other stuff.
I let them watch Family Matters.
I ain't put him on that yet. We gotta go through the season. We went through all the seasons of Smart Guy. Now we about to go through all the seasons of Fresh Prince and stuff.
Okay.
He
Okay,
been
cool.
putting me on Nickelodeon shows, so I've been putting him on stuff.
Like
I
what the
can't
shit I
lie.
grew up on.
Yeah, he showed me what he like. I show you what I like at that. Yeah. But now, what's going on with you, Ebony? How's it going over there?
It is going. It's always transparent. For on the hot shot side, the rates are really has tremendously like dropped.
Uh-huh.
Also it's just trying to fight. You know how we had to fight all our life? I've been fighting over here trying to get that money, you know what I'm saying, that my
Yeah.
carriers deserve. And it's been rough. These brokers have been holding on to, they trying to hold on to every penny. You understand me?
Yeah.
So yeah, the rates are
Crazy right now.
yes.
How
And
you
the market is crazy to where even, I even dialogue with bigger companies like the T-Forces and the FedEx freight guys that work for companies. It's even slow on freight on their side. You get what I'm saying? So when people talking this trucking stuff, like, you got to do your due diligence, and that's what relationships are all about. You know what I'm saying? Having different relationships, not being afraid to have a conversation with somebody that's outside of your comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Because even if when people work for companies, they still can give you insight because freight flow through them too. You get what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just not independent owner operators or fleet owners that's struggling out here. It's big companies out here that's struggling to get that freight and move that freight, like that LTL freight and things of that nature. So
Yeah.
the facts are the facts, and transparency is everything, so.
No, that's a actually great segue into what I wanted to talk about today. First of all, this is Eavesdropping Knowledge, where we drop knowledge on dispatching and not just dispatching, other avenues of entrepreneurship. I want to get my man James up on here on some other stuff as far as entrepreneurship one of these days or Tuesdays.
And
But
on our podcast so he can share some game on us.
yeah, he over there doing this thing, put us on some knowledge. But heck, even you, Ebony, you can be sure you one podcast we didn't even talk about some credit. But far as today, what separates you
Also,
from
I
this?
can invite, one of my recession-proof people on our podcast to talk that's more versatile on the credit side, the
Yeah,
business credit, because I'm always about, extending that olive branch for someone else to, because I'm out here to try to partner with people, credible people that's going to hold themselves accountable, so I'm not trying to make all the money. I'm trying to share it so we all can win, I can
nah,
only reach
exactly.
so many people, and we all, if we take certain amount of people that's in our range, we know we can make a difference. Whether it's 2 or 3 people, you do make a difference.
So what separates? I don't know which one of you guys want to go first. What's some things that separates you guys from just being an ordinary dispatcher? Not just somebody that says you drive the truck and I worry about the back office. What's some things that really separate you from just a normal day in, day out dispatcher? You want to go first, Ebony? Ladies first.
You know what? Y'all always trying to put me on the spot, right? You
Well,
know,
shoot, you been.
first and foremost, what separates me, I'm a pit bull at this game. You get what I'm saying? I go
Yeah,
for what I need my carriers to have and what they need. And I just don't treat them as carriers. I treat them as partners. I treat them as family. I run their truck as if that is my asset on the road. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
So if I say to them, hey, I'm not going to move your truck, the rates are shitty. And, you know, sometimes, you know, we do got to take hits because it's highs and lows in this business. But goddamn, you better believe that I'm trying to fight. Like Seeley was fighting in Color Purple. I
yeah.
had to fight all my motherfucking life. That's what I'm doing over here. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't moved none of my trucks yesterday. Not a single one. I've
Damn. Okay.
hung up on so many goddamn brokers, like, because they want you to, you know, especially. So even when I spoke to my bro, CJ, he was like, just inch them. You know what I'm saying? Which
Yeah,
makes, you know, better sense. But even on the inching with hot shots, you still got to try to fight for that, you know what I'm saying, that decent rate to even go 200, 300 miles. You know what I'm saying? Until something pops up better. So,
I had to finish that.
um, and you know,
So
I'm always gonna keep it transparency, whether they want to hear it or not. The truth is the truth. You know, I can't steer away from the truth. I can't sugarcoat anything for anybody just so I can hold on to a carrier. That's not who I am, and I will not do that because at the end of the day, it's gonna show. Once, even if they cross over and go to somebody else, and they see, damn, like these people, why the fuck I ain't moving, or you know,
exactly.
that'll be the exact reason. Like when I tried to tell you, you didn't want to accept that, but you want somebody to tell you that I can keep you moving every single day, and that's sometimes that's not true, you know. But some
Nah,
people look at it as they just go for the money and how much it's gonna put in their pockets. You get what I'm saying? Long as
yeah,
they making money. I don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the money has to make sense for me and my carrier at the end of the day because I know what type of expenses they take on. So, and especially once you, like I say, once you know your cost to operate, you won't have so much worry about, okay, is my trucking company going to still be able to succeed this low time? And that's where a lot of carriers are turning in their trucks because they don't know their numbers, their true numbers. And I always say that. And I'm going to stick to that. So, we do the break even point. We have that in our bio. Me and CJ, you guys can click and buy it from us so they can separate you as a dispatcher to be able to offer that service to your, when you're signing on a carrier.
nah,
And they
that's
can better understand their business. So
that's
that's what
big
I
right
would
there.
say.
Because a lot of people don't tell the truth. I think that's one of the what you said is a big thing of keeping it real with your carrier. That's super big, actually. Telling them the truth and having the balls to tell them the truth. Because a lot of times, even a lot of people might want to tell the truth, but they don't have the balls to tell them the truth. James, what do you say? Some things that separate that can separate you from a regular day in day out dispatcher.
What you just said to me, that's the biggest thing. Being honest, even when it's like inconvenient, even when it might be, might not be the easiest thing. Sometimes when it might be painful. Like, bro, me and you have had so many conversations just bouncing, situations off each other. Like, hey, man, this was going on. Would you think I should say this? You think I should tell him this? You think I should tell him that? And it's like we both say it to each other. Like, man, yeah, you just gotta be raw with it sometimes. Like, look, this
I'm
is the
so proud
situation.
of you guys.
This is the situation. You want 1 + 1 to equal 6. But
Come
1
on
Yeah.
+ 1
now.
don't equal 6. 1 + 1 is 2. And ain't nothing I can do, ain't nothing you can do that's gonna change that. So either we can roll like 1 + 1 = 2, or you can say 1 + 1 = 6 and it ain't gonna work. So which one do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? And that, to me, that's number one, because I've had talked to so many carriers, and they'll come and they'll be like, oh yeah, I used to have a dispatcher and they said this and they said that and made all these promises and everything. And it's like, and I've turned people away. Like, your expectations are not realistic. And if
Yeah.
you are stuck on that, then there's no point in us working together. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not going front. I'm not gonna tell you I can do something when I know I can't do it. And if you can find somebody that can do what you want them, hit those numbers or get you home every night, you know what I'm saying, and you want to make a certain amount every single day, but be home every night in your bed by 9, 10 o'clock at night. I mean, if you can find a dispatcher that can do that, all power to you. I'm not a hater. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
encourage that. Go work with them. That's the move for you. Because if you work with me, that's not gonna happen. I mean, it can happen, but you might make $300 a day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is. So, I mean, number one, honesty. But then honesty comes out like what Ebony always talks about. Honesty is just a branch off the tree of communication. You know what I'm saying? So communication is paramount in any type of relationship, business, romantic, just regular everyday relationships. You got to be able to communicate, and you got to be able to. I think the other thing I feel like all three of us have is empathy. And that's the one thing I've noticed speaking to other to carriers when they talk about situations with previous dispatchers. They be like, man, this dispatcher sent me here and there, and I had this stop, and it was this schedule, whatever. And it's like the dispatcher is not putting themselves in the driver's seat or in the shoes of the driver. Like, when you dispatching, you literally got to put yourself in the situation and be like, okay, now, would I want to do this? I mean, sometimes you already know. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, is this the best move? Like, am I just grabbing something off the load board just because of the rate, or am I actually planning and plotting this out and trying to make this as convenient as possible for my driver? Am I putting, what I'm saying, what his wants and what his needs are, or am I just out here trying to make as much money as I can because I know I'm gonna get my 5% or 6% or 8 or 10%, whatever that dispatcher may charge? And when it comes to, and that's the thing, it's kind of like the other side of the coin. Like, I know certain carriers, owner operators, they complain and they'll say, oh, 10% is a lot, 10% is a lot. But if you have a dispatcher, somebody who's dispatching you for 3% or 5%, then they really are going to just try and get the best paying loads possible. But they're not thinking strategically. They're going to send you, like Ebony was talking, they're going to send you to Utah because it's paying $3.25 a mile. But now, how you going to get out of Utah? Like, you're not thinking, they just looking at the money because they're like, well, I'm only getting 5%, so I need to get the most money possible. Whereas, I mean, again, I know it's in his pockets, but if you at a higher rate, you could say, you know what, this load is paying $2,500, and this load is only paying 18, but this load is better strategically. You know what I'm saying? It might be a little less on the rate per mile, but I'm getting from one metro area. I'm getting from Houston. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting to Chicago, or, I mean, that's a bad rate to go to Chicago, but, Houston to a Chicago, Atlanta, where I know I can get more freight. Whereas
Exactly.
instead of going, you okay? I'll clean up. Sorry, my baby girl broke his bowl.
Okay.
So instead of going, to another metro area where I'm getting a decent rate, I'm going to Utah or I'm going to Denver. Denver, I don't know if anybody ever dealt with Denver. Denver's horrible. It's great to go there,
Colorado is horrible.
but it's horrible getting out. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be thinking strategically, and in order to think that way, you have to put yourself in not only the seat of the driver, but actually the seat of the owner. So if the person who owns the truck isn't in the truck, if they have a driver, you know what I'm saying? I found myself sometimes I'd be like the go-between. Like, the owner wants things one way, and they might be on some, I don't care about all that, just get some money. Where the driver's like, man, I ain't been home in 3 weeks, man. I need to go see my kids, man. I ain't seen my kids in 3 weeks. So you like, man, I feel you. Okay, let me work this out. I'm gonna try and get the most money possible, but we gonna just strategically, we're gonna swing by Dallas. And you can
Yeah.
stop off for a few days and do your thing or whatever. We're not really gonna say nothing to the owner. We still gonna get him his money, but we just gonna do it strategically so you can still get some family time, whatever, because you've been out on the road for 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like that is important. So being long with it, my fault. So that's just my thoughts on it.
Nah, that's true. Go ahead, Ebony.
And we, as dispatchers, we are responsible. Like Truckee State had made a post today. Like we, as much as responsible legally as these drivers are. So even like you gotta be paying attention to that EOD. You gotta, you still gotta be that. Like, cause you managing these fleets. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know that their time, they're not running violations and all these things. It's just not, okay, shit, as long as I make me some money, and that's what a lot of people do. Like Jane said, they just look at the board and see how much money. They calculate their money before they really trying to see if this shit makes sense. This is not chess. This is not checkers, this motherfucking chess. And you got to move strategically at all times. From when you start your business up,
I ain't gonna lie.
Set your business up.
That's something that I work on the regular. I definitely have to remind myself. I'm not gonna lie that I have to pretty much. I care. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes looking for the highest dollar. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, it may get in the way, but I have to remember. It's like, all right, I gotta think about safety. It might not be a good idea for him to drive straight through 5 times in a row. You know what I'm saying? Not that somebody would do that, but you feel what I'm saying. It's pretty much think more so about their safety and their e-laws and stuff like that instead of the bag. So you definitely right. And that, honestly, my mentor tells me that actually does separate you from other dispatchers, because they might not say it, but anybody cares if somebody cares about their safety. You know what I'm saying? That's in the back of their head, especially as a human being. It's like, if somebody like, if you driving with your kid and you stop on brakes, and the fact that everybody mama did it, we've done it, if you have a kid, you put that little hand out. Our kid may not say it, but at the back of their mind, they know, like, all right, my mom care about me, because we know it. We joke about it, but the fact that somebody cared, I feel the same thing about like drivers. It's like, all right, this person actually cares. He just ain't trying to get the bag. That actually does separate you from a normal dispatcher, the fact that you care. Let me say this too. Checking on your drivers and building a relationship with them. I make it a habit to try to, even if sometimes you may have a rocky relationship with some drivers. It happens. I still make it a habit, because I actually have one driver that I'm still trying to really build a relationship, but I make it a habit every day to try to talk at least once or twice, not just texting them, hey, are you there? Did you unload it? To just call them and say, hey, man, what's going on? Even to the point, like, I got one driver, I don't know how long I have this one. He's actually from Oklahoma. I went on online and Googled, Oklahoma Sooners, the football team, and to find out some stuff about the football team, and call him up and just have a quick 5-minute conversation, because that builds rapport. And I'm just not, like I said, hitting them up saying, hey, man, are you there on time? Hey, did you get the load or something like that? We're just talking about what's going on, football, basketball, or whatever, to build a relationship. And that actually, believe it or not, sometimes keeps drivers from leaving you, I feel. Like, if you have a relationship.
Because they know you care.
Yeah, you just having a relationship with somebody, because I don't know who said this. I don't know if ever you said it or if I heard this from somebody else. It's like, a lot of times people buy you. They buy pretty much, the person you are. Like, they like James Compassion. They like Ebony because she raw or something like that. They may like me or whatnot. I don't know. But whatever they buying, I believe they're buying our personality. They buying the service, don't get me wrong, because if you only getting somebody $1 a mile, they not, or 50 cents a mile, should I say, they not going to mess with you. But I feel a lot of people buy you, your personality first or whatnot, before they get to the service. What do y'all feel about that?
No, that's facts. it's always important to just have a quick conversation. Like, even on my consultations with my drivers, I let them know one of my things that comes out of my mouth is safety is important to me. You know what I'm saying? Your safety and compliance. I want to get you home the way that you left. You know what I'm saying? I want to get you back to your family in one piece, you know, because safety out on this road, these truck drivers deal with a lot on this road. We know as drivers, it's just driving a regular car, how stressful that can be. You know, freaking traffic, you know, motherfuckers, just imagine you got 40,000 pounds on your back, motherfucker jump in front of you. He can't stop that truck, you know what I'm saying, like a car can. You know, he got to ease into that shit, you know? So, yeah, just having a conversation, like I always have a rapport. I even have a conversation and build a relationship with my owners just to let them know, like, hey, your asset is my asset. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no liability over here as a dispatcher. Now, you know, is you so concerned with the money? You know, because we all need it, you know. But if you're not strategically thinking as a business owner to make other moves with the money that you are making from trucking, that's a you problem. You know what I'm saying? Get up on your business sense. And that's where I'm at. Quit crying about what you ain't getting from trucking shit. When you was getting it, go invest in something else. You know what I'm saying? That's what my mentees tell me. Shit, you got to flip your money, shit, and invest other people's money. That's how you do that.
Yep, got to put the money to work. That's the thing. Like eventually you got to get to the point where you're no longer working for your money's working for you. That's when you that's when you are leveling up. But man, it was like a few days ago I was coming home and it was like it's not like an interstate, but it's like a little freeway, but it has like, it goes over like the cross street. So, you know, there's like on ramps and off ramps. Yeah. I was driving, you know what I'm saying? It was a truck, 18-wheeler in the right lane. And it's funny because, I mean, when I learned how to drive, like when my father taught me how to drive, one thing he stressed, he was like, man, stay away from trucks. Like, you don't sit, you know, on the side of a truck. Like, you don't sit in that blind, either you get behind it or you get in front of it, but you don't just sit next to a truck because anything can happen. You know, they got to move, they got to swerve or something. And, you know, you in a car. So like, that always stuck with me. So, man, I'm coming home, and so this truck is in the right lane, and so I'm like, it's like a bunch of traffic and everything. So, you know, I give them a space, whatever. I'm behind them. So finally, traffic clears in the passing lane, so I can jump over and go around them. And so the exit is coming up, and so there's another car ahead of me that's trying to get around this truck, and this car just went like, accelerated past the truck and then slammed on the brakes and to get on the off ramp. And I'm just like looking, and then I looked up in the cab and the dude was just like beating on the steering wheel of the truck driver, like, and I just, like Ebony said, I can't imagine how many times they deal with that. Like, how many times in a week some idiot either jumps in front of you to cut across to get to a you know, exit or something, or jumps in front of you then brakes real hard. It's just like, I don't think people really realize how much that they deal with on the road. And it's like, I mean, like I said, I learned that when I was younger, but being a dispatcher and just talking to my guys like every day, and they be, oh man, such and such happened. I saw this accident. You know, it was 3 cars and one of them flipped over. It's just, I have so much more respect for them because they go through it, man. It's like truck drivers. And then I know, Karis, we talked about this, like, especially then when they get to their pickups and their deliveries, the way the brokers talk to them on the phone, and then the way the warehouses and stuff talk to them, it's like truckers are just disrespected, man. A lot of the times they not treated with no respect. I'm like, man, I respect them and everything. I don't know if I could do it, man. I don't think I could take it because I'm just like, man, y'all not gonna talk to me any type of way, and then you cut me off and everything. Like, I don't want to hurt nobody or nothing, but then, you know what I'm saying, people will jump in front of a truck and they get hit, and then they want to sue the trucking company, you know what I'm saying, and get a settlement or something. So it's just, they go through a lot, man.
Yeah, that's always somebody's goal.
Yeah, get a check.
Yes, at all times.
I feel something that Ebony touches on a lot is relationships, and I think that's also big to what's up, third coast, that separates you from normal dispatchers or whatnot. Relationships and how you can pretty much help your driver. Relationship with people with a fuel card. Relationship with people in the factoring company. Relationships if you have a dedicated lane. You want to touch on that, Ebony? How your relationships have helped you with some of your drivers?
Yeah,
What you laughing for?
I even teach this because you always trying to go to me. But I have no problem. I teach this in my mentorship too about building relationships is very important. You know, you wanna be able to, even when you do your consultation, you want to be able to give out as much information as you can so they can see that you stand out from the rest. Like you don't want to just sell them on, oh, I do your back office, I move your truck strategically and things of that nature. You gotta be able to offer other entities to help them with their business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So relationships are very important. You know, a lot of people think, you know, even with the factoring companies, they do offer fuel advances, but that's basically with that fuel advances, you are borrowing against a load. Like you borrow against your loads because that fuel advances got to be paid back. But if you go get a fuel card,
Yep.
you know, and if you have a partnership with one of those fuel card companies, you getting paid to, you know, extend that to your, you know, whoever you sign up or owner operators, you know, so you getting affiliate money when you send a person over there, if they sign up, get approved, and then you really help this carrier out, you know, because even on a fuel card, you know, you get so much money off your diesel, like 5% or something like that. Or even if you using a credit card, just a certain credit card geared to your trucking business, it's all kind of rewards, like travel rewards, where you get free trip, free hotel stays, you know. So it's things of that nature that, you know, I'm always talking relationships and affiliate partnerships. That's my biggest thing, because that becomes passive income.
Yeah.
You know, you can even offer that on your website when you build that relationship to show who sponsored you as a business owner. You know, and those the things that set you apart.
No, that's big because a lot of it's crazy you said that. You told me that the other day as well. That and I had to think about it. A lot of times when I talk to a carrier when they first come on, I ask them, do they have a fuel card? And the first thing they say is, yeah, I got one through my factoring company. But the knowledge that Ebony just dropped right there, if it didn't go over a lot of people's head, that's actually, you know, it's not, you really don't have a fuel card. You know what I'm saying? You're borrowing it against your own money. But if you go out and have your own fuel card, if you're a dispatcher, you already pretty much know somebody that they can pretty much partner with. Then that's extra money for you as a dispatcher. And then, you know, you're building trust. You're building a relationship with your carrier, which once again,
And you
that's
building your
separation.
business credit. You know, your business credit or your personal credit. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying? So it's a win-win.
exactly.
You know it still has to be paid off, but it's a win-win, and you getting a discount when you fueling up. So
You're killing so many birds with one stone right there.
yes.
Especially right now, even though gas is dropping, it ain't dropping that much. But who don't want to save a little money on some gas? So you know, that's definitely big right there. So we touched on Ebony being a bulldog out here, as far as in the game, as far as going after the rates and stuff like that. Let me clear that up. Keeping it truthful with our drivers, not lying to them, communicating, caring, putting yourself in the driver's shoes, not just booking loads and going over, you know, and playing the game or getting on, you know, going having a drink or something like that. Building relationships with them, and also building relationships outside of the truck so it can help your driver. What are some other things y'all can say that separates y'all from drivers? Or is that that's pretty much everything I can think of.
I would
James,
say,
y'all looking for me to speak.
I'm trying to think. The relationships you already covered. I think that's probably one of the biggest things that's helped me, especially dealing with these power only carriers. Um, just being honest and being consistent. I mean, I think that's pretty much already been said as far as communication and everything, but just consistency in everything, man. You know, we talk about this about, working out and just whatever you do, when you're consistent, you know what I'm saying? You put in that work, you in the gym every day, eventually when you need to hit that shot, if you've been putting them shots up every day in the gym, when, you know what I'm saying, there's 3 seconds left on the clock, you're gonna hit it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're consistent. So I think that's the biggest thing, just being consistent. That's what I'm trying to deal with that in other aspects of my life. I'm trying to be consistent as a husband, consistent as a father, consistent in other things I got going on. So, I mean, it's a struggle sometimes, but yeah, I think you got to be consistent because consistency is a sign of discipline, and there is no success without discipline. Like, you got to be disciplined to have success. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just with anything in life. Discipline and consistency go hand in hand, and they both, consistency plus discipline equals success. So that's all I got.
I got my serious face on, third coast. I would say,
Well,
this
we was on.
is just who I am. I'm not I am a happy-go-lucky because I do got a great personality, first and foremost. But, like, I guess this is my resting bitch face. I got to work on that. It's a process. You know what I'm saying? It's a process.
Nah, Ebony cool this week. Y'all should have saw her last week. But nah,
I would say even if you got a carrier that's taking a real short run, even if he's in your city, ask, can you get in a truck with him and take that short run with him, especially if you're a full-time entrepreneur. That will make a difference. You can see what they go through. You can see how they interact with the shipper, the receiver, and things of that nature. You know, how they handling themselves, how presentable they are. Making sure, because a lot of people, like, I know with the new carriers that I sign on, like, I strictly have to walk them through the process, like, for several days, like, making sure they do not leave a shipper without a bill of lading. Sometimes these shippers give them shipping tickets and, shit like that, and they think that's sufficient enough. And it's not sufficient because you can't get paid off a shipping ticket. I don't care if you do have signatures on there. That doesn't represent the bill of lading. So it's things of that nature that could separate you too. Like, wow, you want to ride with me? Yeah, I got my laptop with me, my hotspot. Let's go.
Yeah. Something and I got this from the Facebook group when I first ever started the Good Energy Facebook group, is like remembering their birthdays, and also pretty much like for like Christmas. I know last year it wasn't much, but I sent all my drivers at the time like a $50 gift card. I think I was telling I didn't know you at the time, Ebony, but I know I did tell James or whatnot. And me telling even because I have a mentor now, even telling him that, and he was like, man, that's big. And I'm thinking it was small because a lot of people, even though how small $50 is not giving pretty much their drivers that or whatnot. So maybe remember them on their birthday, maybe remembering, like I said, the Christmas holidays, or just even like I think James mentioned, if they got to get home or they haven't seen their kids, trying to pretty much, work it out. Because a lot of times we can be so focused on the money that we do forget that, hey, these people are human and they not robots. So just kind of remember small stuff like that, I think definitely goes to show that you care and separates you as a just not a normal day in, day out dispatcher.
Yeah.
Ebony, go ahead.
Offer them lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what's your cash out? So I can see you, you know what I'm saying, man, we pushed this hard. You hustled this week, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Shit, what's your cash out? Let me send you some lunch money. It's on me.
Exactly.
I mean, just like he said, having that quick conversation with them, and it's just not strictly about business. You know, you want to know about like what they got going on, you know, and things of
Definitely.
that nature. So
Everybody
I'm
on
really big on that.
everybody on this call, if you got a driver, reach out to them every day and just have a normal conversation. If you're not reaching out every day just to have a normal conversation with your driver, that's bad. If you have a
That
driver,
is,
reach out and have a normal conversation with your driver.
because
That is
even
big.
Cause even in the morning, right before I go in the gym, or if I'm in the middle and somebody say you got a break, I'm like, good morning. So, and I don't just say good morning. I say they name. Good morning, Jeremy. Hope all is well. I'm
Yep.
not saying good morning. What fucking time you gonna be at the ship or the receiver? You know what I'm saying? Because I want them to know, hey, even at night, I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
your mother, but I need to know that you're in a safe place. It's lit
Yeah.
up. Let me know when you stop, you park, you good, you know what I'm saying? And want you to get a good night's rest. You know what I'm saying? So even if they don't like me, you know what I'm saying? You ain't even gotta say good morning back. But just let me know, like, hey, and you know, some of them might respond like, you know, hey, my ETA to, you know, I know either whether they going to the ship or the receiver, but they'll say my ETA. You know, some of them say good morning. Like a lot of them say good morning, but if I didn't piss them off, then that's a whole nother story. But
Going back
Nah.
on what you said though, with the gift cards and everything. I mean, I may have talked about this before on previous calls, but like I remember one load I got for one of my guys. It was I guess I missed it on the Raycon, but it was like driver assist. And you know what I'm saying? He had to get out there, he had to do some work, whatever. And I was like,
Ooh.
man, my bad. But he was like cool about it. He just, you know, he's just a hard worker. He don't care. Like, man, let's get it. But I was like, man, bro, my bad or whatever. And the thing I like about iPhones, I know Ebony can vouch for this because you know she's got the best phone in the world, as do I. You know, you could send the little gift cards through iMessage or whatever. So I sent him a little
yeah,
$20, I think it was Subway or whatever. But the other thing, going kind of back to combining like the gift cards and relationships, not necessarily with my driver, but carriers know when you run in these loadouts, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, hey, if you need it by Wednesday, it might not get there till Monday. But man, the little $25 Starbucks card, the one my broker in Texas where I get all my Texas carriers their loadouts,
that
man, I done
goes a
sent him
long way.
I done sent him
Shit.
probably about 100, 125, you know what I'm saying? Because they like $25 each. Hey man, I appreciate you, bro. You know, get coffee on me, whatever. Just shoot that over. Man, he didn't let me slide on so many type of things just because that little bit of, hey, I appreciate you, thank you, whatever, showing that appreciation and just, you know what I'm saying, a little bit. It was $25 on my end, so it wasn't a lot, but just just being honest, like keeping that trailer an extra day or two here and there. I mean, that's added up to literally thousands for my carriers and probably easily over $1,000 for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you pay a little bit to get a lot back.
And who don't love fucking Starbucks? Cause
Right.
I go, they expensive, but when I want some good coffee, I'm fucking pulling up at Starbucks.
Yep. And then,
Nah,
like I
So,
said,
definitely.
on the iPhone, you just send it right through and it's right there in his wallet. He just walk up, place the
Bro.
order, whether you go
Do
inside or
you
whatever,
got a
boom, done.
do you got an affiliate with iPhone or something, bro? Y'all just
no,
keep that you know,
don't
Ebony keep plugging in with that dang iPhone. Like, god
I
dang, bro.
mean, do you
he
enjoy messing up the group chat?
mad. You
Is that
heard
what
me?
you like the color green? Is that your thing? You enjoy messing up the group chat? You
Uh,
like
Right,
green?
he
That's your favorite
mad.
color? I mean, I like green too. I like money, but I like my
Exactly.
text to be
We
blue.
like what? Cause I be, I'm confused.
bro. Yeah, god dang. I'm not a follower, okay? I'm a leader. All right? That's what I am. Like
Right.
the rest of you got dang iPhone users out there, man. Don't be like them, y'all. Separate yourselves. This is what it's about. What separates you
Nah,
guys from a normal
nah.
dispatcher who
Hey
use
Hey,
man,
you
iPhone?
got the
I love
coldest
it when my
motherfucking
carriers have
phone right
iPhones, man.
now.
It makes life so much easier when my carriers have iPhones, man. You just, you know what I'm saying? There's something going on with the truck. They hop on FaceTime. Hey, man, check this out. Da, 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 da. Man, get out of here, man. You
You
don't know what
gotta
you're missing,
Google.
man.
You gotta go to Google Duo for CJ. Like, can I get on a video call with you,
Ain't
Duo
got time
gonna be,
for that.
cause I have to do it with my brother. I be like, you fucks me around. Like I literally gotta download Google Duo so I can see you, cuz.
Is that bad?
Like,
You look like that's bad though. Hold on.
no,
Is that bad?
it's not. But when you can just push FaceTime, you know.
Right. One button.
Man, y'all make me sick, man.
And the reason I got iPhones is because once my oldest son, went off to college, I was an Android person at first. You know what I'm saying? No lie.
Why does that sound so bad though? I
son,
was an Android person. That
Right, like
y'all
you
be making
like,
that just sound so bad.
I was.
But
No,
then
so
I
I
gave my
get
life
you,
to
CJ.
Jesus.
I get you because Androids do take the best pictures to me. You see what I'm saying?
Nah.
So that's no lie to me.
Nah.
But when my son went off to college, I was like, what the fuck? I gotta change the game because both of them had iPhones. I'm like, wait a fucking minute. Like, I need to, because now when he went out to college, it was stuff going on in the world, but now it's like, shit. Like I told my youngest son today, like he don't never text me back half the fucking time. You know, I text both of my boys in the morning, good morning.
I wouldn't text you either because you got an iPhone. Matter of fact, I ain't texting you no more. I ain't sending y'all nothing motivational no more. Since he show up green,
if your
no
brother
motivational
over
in the
a
morning.
whole nother country and he barely got service half the fucking time and he make sure he texts me back like, good morning, Mom. You know what I'm saying? And you right down the street in motherfucking Kansas and you can't respond. I actually had to DM his ass today. Like, fucking call me. Like, you ain't text me back in like 2 days. Like, I need to know if you still fucking breathing.
Ebony,
You
make them turn on their location with you.
Oh, no, they don't like sharing their location with me.
Yeah, they too old, they too grown. My kid's still young, so I got all my kids on his location. Even my oldest, he live with his mom. I be knowing where he at.
For all my real players out there, man, I know we're getting on a different subject. See, iPhone get you caught up. See, you don't have that problem with Samsung. You know what I'm saying? So all my real truck drivers out there and dispatcher players, you stick with the Samsung. You don't get caught up out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
we ain't on that level, you know. Drop your location. I got Android. I don't know how to do that, baby. I'm sorry. Let me screen, goddamn zoom the room. Will they scan the room? Like, nah, baby. You got download Duo, goddamn. They tell everybody be still, you know. Be still, y'all, unless you about to scan the room. Anyway, forget y'all iPhone users, man.
But do anyone have any questions that would like for us to answer? Do you guys would like to chime in? And you know what I'm saying, if you want to drop a gem on what would separate you as a dispatcher as well, we are open for Q&A right now.
I know somebody said, what's up with these rates? Hey, if I could tell you, I don't know, man. I tell you this, don't promise nobody something. Like my sister Ebony say, don't promise them Nathan.
At all. Just like I was telling one of my mentees, she's on here tonight, Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin. Also, you know, she was like, I told her, you know, don't, you know, if you're steady looking for carriers, don't box yourself in. Okay, yeah, that's your niche. But if you getting hit up by different equipment, you want to still be able to service that equipment. Only reason, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what it is. God has a funny way of showing me different things, but because I spoke it into existence, he still has not gave me an 18-wheeler. Even though I know how to dispatch an 18-wheeler, I'd probably do that shit in my sleep. You know what I'm saying? But when I said high shots was going to be my niche, that's what God keeps putting on me. You know what I'm saying? But I tell my mentees all the time, just don't box yourself in. But you can specialize in one equipment, but still, if an 18-wheeler call me right now today, I'm going to take him. If he agrees and get with my vibe. He can vibe with me, understand like my consultation, what I'm selling to him. And he was like, I want to sign up with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take him. So, but I know, you know what I'm saying? Like my specialty is hot shots though. So.
Nah, that's what's up. Anybody want to go live with us real quick and ask a question or share an experience that they dealt with as far as the week? Don't be shy. We ain't gonna goddamn cuss you out.
Oh, and
We
so
might.
D said I found a truck driver tax deduction sheet that helps them save on taxes. Oh,
Okay.
really? And do tell, what does that all entail? If you want to jump on live with us.
Damn, it's getting yourself always something to learn. There it goes, stupid. I like that dang. Ain't nothing. Did he say he want to jump on?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's jumping on. He about to jump on, or she. I can't really see the avatar. Oh, that's he. Yeah.
Hey,
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's going on? What's going on?
So, yeah, man.
It ain't just the fellas out here. You
What
said,
up,
what's
what up?
going on, fellas? Like, come on now. You was just in my damn DM. I know I act like a nigga, but I'm still a woman. Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
I ended up finding this. It was on Facebook. It was like a truck driver deduction sheet, and it practically goes over everything the truck driver can deduct during tax season. So there were a lot of things on there that they didn't know could be written off and actually help them. So again, I'm not a CPA, but I try to add knowledge to them when it comes to tax savings. You know, from factoring fees, from dispatching fees.
Yes.
So,
they don't know that's a write-off.
Exactly.
I do tell my consultation that is a write-off. Because we provide a service for them.
Exactly. So I try to, you know, help them as much as possible. I try to, you know, tell them practically everything they do on the road is a write-off pretty much. So, you know, and I always tell them, be careful how much you write off in case you need a mortgage for a home or for another business. So, you know, I try to educate them on that. Now, I don't go into deep detail, but I give them like a little foundation to start off from. So, like you said, outside from just dispatching, I try to also educate them on taxes and educate them on other things as well.
That's great. Man. Great disclaimer, you know, and I always do as a disclaimer, like I'm not a CPA, but I know this are things that will
definitely said that.
Yes, always. Hey, you might need to record yourself. No, I'll just play.
What you dispatching, big dog?
So I dispatch Driveins. So I practically I run them regional because I just found a little niche doing regional.
So the rates.
Because of the rates. So what we do, what my guys do is we do about 8 to 10 loads a week per driver. So I try to make about 14 a day, between 13 to 14 a day. Now, sometimes I make more, sometimes I make just that. So I just try to reach a daily number under a certain amount of miles, and that's how I'm able to keep my clients happy.
So that's how you set your goals for day to day. And are you turning your truck over twice a day or something? Or are you they just doing one run?
So practically what happens is so they do 2 runs in a day. So they do a same day delivery, and I kind of have this lockdown late shipper. So I run Pennsylvania a lot. Pennsylvania is my bread and butter. Pennsylvania saved my operation.
Yes, PA. People be sleeping on PA. They don't like their heels up in there and that BA and that PA. But they,
What happened to him? You must got an iPhone.
I got an iPhone.
See, I'm telling you. See, I told y'all, man. I'm messing with you. Go ahead.
This is internet.
He must got that Metro PCS like you told me. That's why I gotta come downstairs in my living room because my internet don't work upstairs that good.
Now we messing with you. So in PA, you say you saved your business because of that
Yeah,
late shipping?
I'm from Jersey. I'm from New Jersey, from the East Coast. So I
Oh
kind
yeah,
of had to get familiar with New Jersey. I realized that New Jersey has a port, so most of the stuff goes through the port. So
Yeah.
once I noticed that there wasn't many loads leaving New Jersey, but I noticed there was a lot of loads going to Pennsylvania. So I said,
yeah,
okay. So they're going to Pennsylvania. So what can I do? So I ended up finding like a little system where I keep my trucks under 150 miles per run, and it allows them to pick up another load late at night. So I kind of found a late shipper over at Samsung in Pennsylvania, and I
yeah,
found other food over in the Carlisle area, Mechanicsburg. So once I was able to lock down that consistent late shipper where I was able to get the loads before they hit the board, I kind of said, okay, so if I got to get them somewhere on 78 or 81 or 76, just 130 miles, 120 miles in, let's say for 650, 700, the late shipper pays 800, 850, or 700, I already met my quota for the day. So don't get me wrong, it does get a little complex sometimes because of the market, and sometimes it does
yeah.
take a lot of time, but I realize they have saved a lot on fuel. So
Yes. Biggest expense.
and they all do under 1,800 miles a week, and they spend about 14 to 18 on fuel, 18 on the worst days, even when
That's
the
big.
market was extremely high. So I was able to come up with a little system, just keeping everything under 150 miles, 2 runs a day, 8 to 10 loads, average between 58 to 7,000, and ever since it's just been a success.
And he just dropped some gems, y'all, if y'all didn't know. He talked about his system and how he built a relationship with this late shipper where he can continue to turn his trucks over. Don't let that go over your head, because we always talk about building a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Asking these certain questions like to shippers or brokers, like how often do you guys do this? You know, things of that nature. You gotta ask questions. You gotta be able to communicate. You cannot be scared to talk. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. Even when you're trying to get carriers, you know, you got to put yourself out there. You got to sell your fucking self. You got to believe in what you are selling.
Yes.
So
Go ahead.
no, that's a good point. So the way I do it, so the way I bring a driver on, I sell my system.
Yeah.
I say, this is my system. So I run to X amount of states. I do it under 2,000 miles. Expect around this average in fuel if your truck is this much in fuel mileage, because I've proved it with X amount of trucks. So they say, oh, wow, okay, I like that. So I pretty much sell a system. I sell the system first. I don't sell myself. I sell the system.
Come on now, because that's what they interested in. If you can sell, you can save them money, because as a dispatcher, you're supposed to know what's their highest expenses. And we know fuel, their truck note, and their insurance. Even if you have a relationship with an insurance agency that you can refer them to see if they can get a lower rate. Anything helps them. You get what I'm saying? That's why it's very pertinent and important about relationships. I can't keep keying in on it. That's
That's big, man. The system thing is definitely that made me think about you and me and James, because we pretty much our system far as load out trailers. As soon as the power only come talk to us, we're selling that system far as the load out trailers. So I never even thought about it like that. But
stick to what you run, because here's the thing: if a guy calls me right now and says, "Hey, Ozzy, I want to do over the road. I want to send you to Virginia, Maryland," I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't do that. My system is Pennsylvania, Jersey, the border of Maryland, not deep in Baltimore, and that's that. Take it or leave it."
And
Yep.
that's what I do, because
My
I sell
man.
the whole circle. You know what I'm saying? Like what I've been running, and I know that's working. I stay the fuck away from the West Coast if I have to, but I know I have a couple of drivers that live on the West Coast, so sometimes I have to deal with that when I'm trying to get them home. You know what I'm saying? And I let them know, hey, sometimes, you know, especially with these rates now, shit, we might take a big hit going to California. You know what I'm saying? And getting up out there, bitch. I mean, and it's about just inching them over piece by piece. And sometimes I got to inch them over to Utah, which I fucking hate. Try to get a low fight, you know, get them out. Like, but I have to make it make sense
Absolutely.
to get them back over to the side that we work, you
So
know.
just sell your system first. Sell your system first. Tell them what states you go to, and tell them what your drivers typically burn on fuel, how much you're doing in mileage, and what range. So I always give them a range. I say, listen, my guys do between 55 to 7. If we do 8 loads, expect this. But again, that's all contingent. So I tell them that, and they go crazy over it. But again, I'm very specific on who I work with too, because I don't work with drivers who have truck payments. I don't do that. My guys all have no truck payments. So and
come on now, you dropping gems now.
Okay.
Because you know, because that becomes a burden to you, because they expecting you to make a motherfucking miracle happen because they got so much overhead.
Absolutely.
Come on, man.
So
you better speak.
So I ask them. So if they have truck payments, I tell them, I'm sorry. You know, when you have no payments, reach out to me. Now, if
This motherfucker bougie as shit. But I like it. I like it.
Like a peon
I like it.
down here. You heard me? Like he say, I tell him, I'm sorry.
No,
if you got a truck payment, I can't fuck with you.
Yeah, exactly. Because so let's say if they're paying 500, you know, they put 500 aside for the week. That's 2,000 for the month. So, you know, that could be for insurance or other things. So I just avoid it. So what I do is, you know, I have one guy with a trailer rental, 250 a week. That's not bad. But all my guys have no truck payments. All their trucks are paid off. So that's one of the first questions I ask. You have a truck payment, and again, I know this might be a little personal, but I still ask. I tell them if they have any other burden outside of trucking that's making them have to do this. Now, you guys might say, okay, what do you mean by that? So I ask them,
that's smart.
So I asked him, like, hey, do you have like any other debts outside of just, you know, trucking, like anything? Oh, no, I just, you know, just have a regular mortgage. All right, cool, no problem. Because you never know the reason why they're doing what they're doing. Like they might be putting money outside for paying for a secret loan and they're not telling you about. So I just tell them straight up. I know people can say, oh, that's too personal. I'm like, nah. I mean,
that ain't personal to me.
But you know what? But that's why I talk about credit. You know what I'm saying? And like if I need to refer them to one of my partners that I have that does credit, they niche is credit. So I do tend to, because I still want my business. They still running a business, and I still want them to be able to leverage their credit and use other people's money to turn, you know, get involved in other investments. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So credit is king right now.
Absolutely.
How many trucks you running, brother?
I have 5 Driveins. Again, they're only based out of Jersey and Pennsylvania. I don't take trucks anywhere outside Maryland. I'll probably take Maryland, but they can't be deep in Maryland. They have to be more like towards the border of Delaware, Jersey. I used to go to Baltimore a lot, but then I realized that Baltimore has a port, so there's less loads coming out of there, a lot of paper rolls, a lot of heavy stuff. So I kind of avoided that. So I just stick to my Jersey, Pennsylvania, and it's been a success.
Yeah,
Question:
that's the key, man. You just become like the master of your little geographical area. That you know ins and outs, and you just work it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that's the thing. If you guys can master 2 or 3 states, there's no need to go anywhere else. But the thing is, in order to make it make sense, you have to combine it. So I have a daily number, and my daily number is to be between, for instance, 13 and up, right? So I already know if I make 14 a day and I do it 5 times, I'm already at 7,000. So anything anywhere between 6,000 and 7,000 for a drive-in is considered phenomenal. Because whoever tells you 6,000,
and right now, especially now, yes.
So whoever tells you that 6,000 for a drive-in is low, tell them they don't know what they're talking about.
Because they used to them pandemic numbers.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
So,
hey.
So what I do is I ask so when they tell me, oh, I'm like, first of all, who told you 6,000 for a drive-in is low? No, tell me, who told you 6,000 is a low number? So to me, 55 to 7,000 for a drive-in is completely, in a normal market when fuel is normal, is perfectly fine.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah. Come on now.
That's realistic. That's realistic.
So you don't deal with like nothing but drive-ins, and they got to have pretty much paid off truck note.
Absolutely.
And they got to have a trailer.
Paid off trucks and okay. So the key to the system is you have to be very excellent with your clock. Now, the way my guys do it is when we go to the late shipper, we automatically shut off the clock. So I'm gonna give you an example. The key hour to shut down your clock is 5 p.m. If you do a 10-hour restart at 5 p.m., you'll get your hours back around like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Now, all like the lane that I pick up at night, all the trips are under 120 miles. That's about a 2-hour drive, 2.5-hour drive. So if they're getting hours back at 3 or 4 in the morning, all those trips are between 6 and 8 in the morning. So I already know that. So I tell them, when you get to this late shipper, you shut down your clock no matter how many hours you have left. So your hours will start running while you're getting loaded. And then you go a personal conveyance to a truck stop, and your hours are already counting down. So we don't try to time when they're gonna load you, since we don't know they're gonna load us. We just go there, shut down our clock, and the hours will start running down while they're getting loaded. Because that's the only way that they'll be able to make it on time legally.
Yeah, you gotta be on top of that compliance. That's key.
I hope y'all definitely paid attention to this young brother, man. He definitely dropped some gems, not just in for PA. If you in Texas, if you in Atlanta,
and you can create a system.
You can create a system. And one thing that I know is easy to get, and just not just for me, it's easy to get a one-way dedicated lane.
Yeah.
And if you can get a one-way dedicated, you may not be able to get like a dedicated lane to go to Texas and come back to Atlanta, but you always can get a one. I know Spot Freight literally emails me probably like 10 times a day. And I'm pretty sure all y'all 10 times a day for dedicated lanes. They always offer a one-way. And if you can get a one-way dedicated lane, and then like this brother said, build you a system on that, there you go right there. And then pretty much you sell your system right there. That's big right there, man. I like that. I like that. You thinking outside the box, man. That's
And he
then
might not say it like that, but he just made it comprehensible.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So people can comprehend. Like,
I like that, man.
Sell the system. Yeah, he did drop a gem.
What's your name, bro? What's your
Well, my Instagram name is _OSO_D_.
You said Oso B?
Oso D.
Oh, Oso.
Ozzy. They call me Ozzy, but just call me Ozzy. That's cool.
Ozzy, okay. All right, Ozzy. That was up, man. We appreciate you dropping the game, brother, man. Definitely.
Anytime. Listen, man, I was looking forward to watching you guys live, man. I actually learned a lot from you guys, and you guys, definitely hit a lot of key points. So keep doing what you're doing.
We appreciate you too, Ozzy.
Hold down, man.
So much.
Yeah,
man. You got it.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You guys have to go tune in, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Eavesdropping Knowledge.
Definitely. Eavesdropping Knowledge.
He was dropping some knowledge just now.
No, that was it's crazy when people say stuff, and I'm not taking nothing away from old boy by any means, because I don't want to be like, yo, I've been doing that too, but it's crazy he said that, and it's like, man, I never thought about that. All of us are already kind of doing that, but he just made it like, snap, he's running the system.
Yeah.
I like that, man. I like that. But we all iron sharpens iron, man. I'm never too big or never too proud to learn something from anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Come
that's
on now.
definitely
Yes, we all
big right there.
students. We all students, and as long as you keep investing in yourself, keep educating yourself, you know, just don't stay in the box and think everything, you know, that you're gonna get is for free. You know what I'm saying? Like a mentor of ours say, when you pay attention. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because that's that your money that you has invested. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't put in the work, shit, how can you get the return on your investment?
Exactly. We need to talk about that next week, yo. Let me write that down, man. I
Oh
gotta
my
learn.
God. I'm always opening up my big mouth, and then he be like, so what?
No, I got taxes. I got James because he wanted sooner or later. So we've been touching on that and mentorship and why you need it. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I need to write stuff down, you know, when I think about it, because then, you know, the idea, because you'll forget about it. But anything you want to say to close it out, James, before we shut it down?
Nah, man, I just what he said, man, I'm saying no, then I'm talking. So yes. What he said was it's genius. It's like Karis, what you said is absolutely right. It's like you don't really think of it when you're in the middle of it, but when you kind of like rise above and kind of look down and get that, you know, that 20,000 foot view, that's literally how any successful business operates. Like McDonald's, when you go anywhere in the world, when you get a Big Mac, it's going to be a Big Mac because they have a system in place. It's the same wherever you go. You know, when you really want to, you know, you open up a restaurant or any business, really like if you do brakes, you know what I'm saying? That's Midas. It's a franchise. It's like they got a system in place. And they say, don't change it, don't alter it, do it how we do it, and you will be successful. So what he said is just really like, you know what I'm saying? That was like a moment. And Karis, what you said is absolutely right. Like we are doing it, like we got a niche and we work and we got a system in place. But it's like the way he said it and the way he explained it, and like even he has like a funnel and he has his filter where he's like, oh, you got a truck note? No, that's not gonna work. Okay. You trying to
Yeah,
go? No, I'm
because
saying,
he
but it makes
don't, he
sense.
don't want he don't want all that pressure. You see
I
what
might
I'm
start
saying?
doing that.
Oh, you trying to go over the
When
road?
half of these people don't know they fucking true numbers. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Because they
And
can
that
put some pressure on your ass thinking you supposed to turn the motherfucking trick.
and that truck note is probably, you know, close to probably, I mean, what besides fuel at this point in time, but fuel is a variable expense. As far as your fixed expenses, truck note and insurance, that's the two highest things. So like, oh,
yeah.
you got a truck note? No, thank you. Oh, you trying to go over the road? You trying to be out? No, thank you. Oh, you trying to do this? You want to go to Atlanta? You want to go to Georgia
No.
and down south? No, thank you.
No.
And
Yeah.
it's just like you got to meet all these criteria. And if you meet these criteria, I can't guarantee, but I can almost pretty much assure you that you will hit these numbers specifically. And he said you're gonna do 14. If it's really bad, maybe 1,800 a week on fuel.
On
But I'm gonna
film.
make that. I'm gonna cover your
That's
fuel on the
big.
first day. I'm gonna cover your fuel on the
Yes.
first day. After
Big.
that,
Yes. He
you know what
say
I'm
he's
saying?
not
Like,
selling himself. That
yeah.
was huge.
But
That's
he is
big.
selling himself because he is the system. There is no
Yeah.
other dispatcher out here that can be like, oh, I know exactly what he's doing, and I'm gonna do it. I could do what he does because nobody else is got his connects, got his relationships.
Yeah. Come
Nobody
on
else has
now.
his connects with whoever he said Samsung. He's talking to these brokers or direct shippers, whoever his point of contact is at these places. He has a relationship. He's got trucks running, and then Karis, we had talked about this. Once you get a certain amount of trucks under your umbrella, and you get this relationship with the broker, even if you don't own that fleet or all those trucks might not be yours, they will still give you a dedicated lane because they're like, okay, you working with 4 or 5 trucks. We got this project going on. We're trying to move it. Can
Yeah.
you get all your trucks? And he's smart because if all his trucks are in that same geographical area, like we
Yeah.
said before, it's like if I got a truck in Texas, a truck in Ohio, and a truck in Georgia, I can't put them all in the same place because eventually somebody want to go home. But if they're
Yeah.
all in the same geographical area, I can say, look, y'all, let's get a group call going. I'm gonna get all y'all on the phone. We're gonna work this project for the next 2 months. Y'all all in the the PA area, and we just gonna get this money and we're gonna bang it out like this, and it works.
Come on now.
That's
You
that's
just
smart.
said a whole mouthful. Yep.
Nah, definitely, definitely. Well, Ebony, do you got something you want to say to close it out? Good evening. May we get a location update for driver? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You working?
Really? Oh.
Nah, somebody, literally a broker is emailing me at 10 o'clock at night. Good evening. May we get a
Hey, cause
location
he
update?
always working. So
Bro, but they tracking. That's what I don't understand. If you
and
tracking
they still ask the stupid ass questions.
at
Yes.
10, 11 at
Yeah.
night, I'm like, but you tracking them.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So so hey guys, just I want to close it out is again, you know, in one of our systems, you know, as a dispatcher, I would definitely say, you know what I'm saying, we do have a system where you can sell to or do a consultation with your drivers on their break even point, you know, to even separate yourself to, you know, better understand their situation or, you know, what it takes to run that specific fleet owner or carrier, you know. So you can, you know, if you guys are interested, please go in Mia Carey's links in our bios, and
Yeah.
we do have it listed on gunroad.com for our break-even point calculator. And also, I would say, you guys, tell a friend, tell another friend to go subscribe to our YouTube channel, please, because we just don't drop knowledge on just dispatching. We talk about life, period. You know, we talk about different subjects, and I hope you guys are enjoying our our lives every Tuesday. And it's all about consistency out here. That's all I got, guys.
All right. All right. And I'll leave everybody with a motivational quote. You know, I always like to steal stuff from people. I got this from Les Brown. You don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great. Let me say that again. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. So everybody out there, let's get started so we can be great out there. All right?
Yes,
That's eavesdropping knowledge for y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.